Bearhawk LSA Build, update number 10. Okay, last time I left y'all off, I was trying to figure out these wing intersection fairings, and it's been a couple months, so I'll go over all the things that we've accomplished. I'm getting there. Here is a close look at the intersection fairings. I made these in 4 pieces, not counting the leading edge piece. And the biggest reason that this was difficult was the LSA is not designed to have a skylight. And the skylight raises the top of the fuselage just a little bit above the wings. And it creates, if you can get a shot of that angle here, you can see that it doesn't lay flat. So it takes a bit of a bow and some drilling and a little manipulation to get those things to lay down nicely. You can see I've got the rubber trim in there. On this side, I have not finished trimmed the trailing edge here. On the other side, I have that, and I'll show you what that looks like quickly here in a second. Here's the underside. We've got those all fit nice. I just have to install the fasteners. I'm debating right now if I'm going to do nut plates or just a PK screw, as I did here on the tail. Everyone seems to go with that screw, and it's proved fine for everyone else. I like nut plates. We'll see. All right, here is that trailing edge. What I did was sandwich a small piece of, I think it's 050 in there to give me a nice finished edge, and I'm happy with that. And then I'll rivet it together, and eventually making those 2 pieces into one on that trailing edge. Here's that fairing on the top, and then the bottom side. Okay, and the leading edge cuffs, if you will, I made those out of fiberglass. I was trying to get metal to work, and I was not happy with it. You can see the remnants of my glue, my tape, to keep everything from sticking. We'll go over here to the workbench, and I'll show you what we wound up with. So here's each side. I have to final trim them, and I have not drilled the fasteners yet for it to fasten on, but it's ready for that. Also, when I left off, I had not finished the doors, the windows. These are all riveted. Everything turned out nice. We'll be painting them whenever I get done with a few of these other parts, and I'll start painting things. My last major thing to fabricate is the cowling, and that's where we're at right now, and I'm going to go over all that here shortly. As you can see, this edge is folded down on the leading edge of the window. The vents turned out real nice. I'm pleased with how those turned out. Now over to the cowling. So with the LSA, which I believe this is true with most of the Bearhawk line, the cowling is multi-pieces. And first thing you do is you align the nose bowl with a plug that you make to bolt onto the engine. And that sets your offset for the spinner. And then you start on the upper cowl piece, get that jigged in and drilled, which I've got that done. And then you go to the lower pieces. And the lower is a one solid piece. And these will all be nut plated on. So whenever you do have to remove them, I can just remove the nut plates. The nose bowl is independent from the top and the bottom pieces on the LSA, not on the Patrol or others. It's split on those models. There are angles, support angles. You can see that I have a piece of the hinge for the door already drilled. There's a 3/4 by 3/4 support angle on that, and then there's a 3/4 by 3/4 support angle on this. This piece isn't exactly straight. It has a slight curve to it and twist. So To make two of those identical, it took a little bit of effort. I was able to achieve that. It's time consuming, but it turned out nice. So right now, what I'm working on is the bottom portion of the cowling gets a box that covers up the air intake and carburetor air box, a carb heat box. And then also there is approximately 2-inch lip that is fabricated for the exhaust exit. And that'll be my next project. I'll show you this box that I've been working on. It's over here on the bench in a couple of pieces. So that box is 4 pieces. As you can see, I've got it fabricated and I drilled it, and my measurements were slightly off. So what happened was I'm going to have to make the front piece and the bottom piece over again and make them just a tad bit wider. And here's my piece of new metal that I'll be cutting those out of and fabricating them. And the side pieces were great. Those were perfect. So hopefully after the next couple of days, I'll have this piece done and drilled to the bottom of the cowl. And I'll be on to that bottom lip and then onto the doors. So once the doors are done on the cowling, all I have left is the baffles, which I've already created those in poster board. I just have to transfer that to, I believe it's 032 aluminum, and then put my pieces all together and the brackets that hold it on to the engine. And at that point, I'm done with major components of fabrication, and everything else is wiring, detail work, paint, pull the wings, paint them, pull this thing out into the main part of the hangar, and do a final assembly. There is a little bit of fabric work left. Whenever I pull the wings, I'll be pulling the landing gear off, covering those with fabric and painting that. And then my ailerons, you can see I've got them hanging up here. Ailerons haven't been covered yet, but they have been fit to the wing, and they need covering and paint. So I'm getting close. It's a little more than 90% done, 90% to go. Once I get this cowling done, it's I feel like I'm on the downhill side. Hopefully a few months, and I'll be ready for inspection. That's it for now. I will see y'all after Christmas sometime. Have a Merry Christmas and a very happy, blessed New Year. Thanks for watching.